Those cruisers, they do the right thing every now and then. They go where the spring tides, but they go in with the spring tides where the salt meets the fresh water. 70% of saltwater crocodiles actually live in fresh water. They only use salt water to navigate to the freshwater system. And so all it is a bit of a heads up. Just make sure if you do go to fresh water, if it's in with 100 kilometres or 150 k's of salt water, make sure you find out if you can swim there or not. Because where they went swimming, it's only a kilometre from the salt to the fresh water. It wasn't a very smart move, especially spring tides, bring the salt water further in. This boat goes further in. So this lady's going for a swim and we're instantly being bitten by a croc. Luckily it was only 2 metres long. If it was any bigger, she wouldn't have come back. She was 55 kilos, the croc was 130. It was any different if it was a 200 kilo croc and she was 50 kilos, she wouldn't have come back. She was a very lucky girl. And you know, as I was saying, 3,500 pounds of jaw bite. If you met a croc like Santa, who we caught from Willair, it was a 5 metre salty one, 600 kilos. So, you know, if that happened to you, it would have been a bit different. But you see these guys here, you can't even tell this guy's in the water. That's how hard it is to actually tell if there is a croc in the water. So I'd always recommend to ask people. But I will just skim this water across and it should shoot out like a bullet. You just hopefully see his snout in a second. Come on. Come on.
Stealth, huh?
Up you come. You see the size of this guy, he's a nice size salty. Come on. Come on. Up you get, come on. Come on, you see those beautiful big teeth on him. That's why I don't put fingers through the fence, eh? Come on, up you get, come over the feeding though. Come on. Come on. You'd rather my arm, I reckon. Come on, up you get.
Look at the size of this boy.
See him crunch those heads. You'll never see a croc eat the fish back to front. They always tend to swallow it head first. They don't even have a fish bone stuck in their throat. It's the same with these guys. If they swallow that fish back to front, you've got these big dirty spikes on this guy. If they got stuck in his throat, it'd be very painful. Hopefully he doesn't go in the water. In the eye, is it? Now one thing what these guys are doing, being that it has been the wet season, the Cable Beach itself is 32 degrees, the water, the ocean. It gets about 34, 35 during the day in the wet season. It only drops down to about 30 degrees at night. Crocs being cold-blooded need to be 32 degrees to hunt and kill and mate. We need to be 37 degrees. So these guys in the wet season can hunt and kill day and night. They eat as much as they can. This guy could easily eat 40 kilos in one sitting. But in the dry season, the temperature drops, the water drops, and the nights drop in temperature. At the moment today it was fairly warm, but in the middle of the dry season it's about 30 degrees if you're lucky during the day. Night time drops to 15 and the water temperature drops about 24, 25 degrees. So these guys need to warm up on the banks all day to get going. That's why they got that cat's eye. So one other thing these guys can do, they shut down their heart rate to 1 to 2 beats per minute. They sink to the bottom of the pond, but using 1 to 2 beats per heart, 1 to 2 beats per minute with their heart, they can still use their eyes. They zone it back and forth in the water and they'll just wait for something to fall in the water. If it's me, if it's Anthony, when I push him in, if he hasn't done any work during the day, these guys can flick their heart rate back on so quickly and they've stored all that energy. Crocs like Fatso shut his heart rate down for 10, 11 months, didn't eat a thing, and he still come out fine. Still lots of fat in the neck. He was still a good crocodile. We're just going to feed Big Jaw here. He was a big croc, nice big head on him, so hopefully he comes up for a feed. Woo! You alright?
Yeah, he just scared me.
We do sell underwear, well we're going to get into it anyway. Here's his girlfriend.
Oh, she was in there.
That's how hard it is to tell. Oh, you...
Keep your fingers up.
Oh, she... Don't worry. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Come on.
I'm wet.